Eckley Miners Village in eastern Pennsylvania is an anthracite coal mining patch town located near Hazleton, Luzerne County, Pennsylvania in the United States. Since 1970, Eckley has been owned and operated as a museum by the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission. Before the 1850s, Eckley was not a mining town, but a rural forested community called Shingletown. It was located on the land owned by the Tense Coates estate. The inhabitants took advantage of the surrounding woodlands and made shingles to be sold in Whitehaven and Hazleton. These goods were traded for the necessities of life, such as whiskey, port, and tobacco. In 1853, 4 prospectors came to Shingletown and found that the land contained several veins of coal. Within the year, these 4 men, Richard Sharp, Asa Lansford Foster, Francis Weiss, and John Laysenring, formed Sharp, Laysenring and Company, later known as Sharp, Weiss and Company. Judge Charles Coates of Philadelphia, executor of Tense Coates estate, granted the company a 20-year lease for the establishment and operation of a colliery on these 1,500 acres of land. In 1854, the company began work on the Council Ridge Colliery. By autumn of 1854, the company had constructed a sawmill to provide lumber necessary for the colliery buildings, such as the breaker, stable, and storehouse. They also began building a village to house the colliery workers. The scattered forest dwellings of the residents of Shingletown were quickly replaced by 2 rows of red wood-framed houses with black trim. This new village was called Fillmore, presumably in honor of President Millard Fillmore, who left office in 1853. Several years later, the company applied for a post office for their town and learned that a town in Center County had already appropriated the name. As a result, the town was renamed Eckley in 1857 in honor of Judge Coates's eldest son, Eckley B. Coates, who was then 17 years old. In later years, Eckley Coates, an engineer, became involved in the operations in the town of his name. Now, without preservation, they would all look like this by now. Now, as you can see, they're all pretty much exactly the same. Although there might be some different ones down there. I'm seeing some red color, but there are people that live on the site, so you can't just go up to every window and start filming. The houses with mailboxes you have to stay away from. Another foundation. This is the original road of the town. It's underneath the shale. Cobblestone, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think this is a cobblestone road. Original. Should have left it that way. Preserved pretty nicely on the inside. Look at that tub in there. Oh, this window is open, but I'm not going in, man. Gotta be respectful. Gotta be respectful. I want to go in, but I'm not going to. And here's the coal breaker in all its glory. The Molly Maguires, a 1970 film, was filmed in Eckley in 1969. The wooden coal breaker featured heavily in the film was built as a prop. It received little or no maintenance over the years, and even though it has been called a tinderbox, it still stands. The company store was also built as a prop for the movie and still stands today. The filming of the movie resulted in the towns being saved from demolition, and it was afterward turned into a mining museum under the control of the Pennsylvania Historical Museum Commission. Alright, so this place is a lot larger than it looks online. As far as the eye can see down this road, there are houses and buildings on both sides of it, as far as you can see. So it's definitely huge, and you could spend a lot of time here if you really toured all the houses and everything. But I definitely think it's worth a look if you're in the area. So thanks for joining me and exploring Eckley Mining Village. Check it out, man. I mean, this merch is like really sick. Check me out, bro.